and welcome to Web Crawlers, the podcast where we do a deep dive into some of our favorite mysteries. Each week, we will introduce our topic, lay out our research and findings, reveal some conspiracy theories, and conclude with our own hypothesis. I am Allie Siegel.
I am Melissa Stettin.
And I'm producer Maria.
Today, we have a super exciting crossover episode. We are so lucky. This is a podcast that we love to listen to, and it's right up the same alley as us. Melissa, what is our episode today?
Well, we have on Paige and Armando from the Cult Podcast.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being on. We are so excited.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You guys have a ton of great episodes. Ones that I remember listening to that stood out were you did this 5-part series on Waco, the Branch Davidians. That was phenomenal. It was really good. You did an episode about flat earthers.
Oh, my God.
Did I really?
Melissa has a history with a flat earther. We had a flat earther on, and Melissa took him
We had
to
Mark
task.
Sargent on. We had Mr. Flat Earther.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, you had
Yeah.
like the guy.
That's my
He's
hero.
my enemy.
That's my personal hero. I'm a flat earther,
No,
by
he's
the
my
way.
enemy. No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm a big
No,
flat
you're
earther.
not.
I'm a
No.
big fat flat earther.
I thought like Mark Sargent was charming. Like I was literally flirting with him when he was on the episode.
That's what he does, Allie.
That's how they get you.
I know. He was super charming and like
He was.
we were hitting it off.
Did you hit him with the earth might
How
be...
was she flirting? She was taking in everything he was saying.
She's like, yeah, that's a good
and she was
point.
going, like, you've got a point.
The earth might be flat, but I'm not, Mark.
Yeah, no, like literally.
I'm just picturing you making like a pros and cons column back at your house. Like, he's charming, but also he rejects science.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Has a lot of YouTube
I think we could still
subscribers.
make it work.
Makes no sense.
I think I could change
You
him,
can
maybe.
you can get him to travel with you just by telling him that if you're in an airplane, you can see the curvature of the earth. He'll take you on an airplane just to show you you're wrong.
He literally like explained that to us, and I was like, I kind of see it.
You're like,
And
no.
But then he released the episode on his own YouTube channel, and his listeners went after us like crazy, called us bimbos, said our voices were annoying. And then Melissa just re-edited our episode with her own commentary
I put fact checks
after
in there.
everything Mark said.
Good.
I was like, actually, this is how.
This is how the horizon works.
yeah, this is how
Yeah.
Horizon works.
Yeah.
I will say you'll get comments about your voice as a lady in podcasting regardless.
Oh,
so,
100%.
at least get the facts in there.
Yes.
True. Exactly.
Okay, well, today we're going to talk about this terrible, terrible cult that I didn't realize was this terrible when I was researching. I was like, oh no, this is bad.
Oh, man.
Oh, story of our lives.
This is way worse.
Yeah.
It's this cult from the 1980s called the Superior Universal Alignment, where they believed that Jesus was an alien and that boys born after 1981 needed to be sacrificed for satanic rituals in order to gain salvation.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right, I'm out. Let's do this. Kill me. Let's get it.
Let's get into it.
And just as a warning, this episode does contain discussions of violence against children, so listen at your own discretion. So, back in 1981, 50-year-old Valentina de Andrade began preaching to anyone that would listen that God was non-existent, that the world was about to end, your typical cult nonsense.
Yes.
But she was convinced that she was receiving messages from these divine cosmic beings, like she was the chosen one.
Always how
This
it
is
starts.
unique. Yeah, because it is always how it starts, but it's usually a dude who's like, God's telling me
I
to sleep with
know.
all your
Yeah,
wives.
yeah.
So,
I know, it is how she's a girl boss.
yeah. Girl boss.
Yes, queen.
She's up in people's Facebook emails like, hey, I've got an exciting opportunity for you. I don't know if you know, God is dead. Boys need to die after 1981, but also aliens. Hit me up if you're
Would
interested.
you like to be a
Bye.
brand ambassador?
Jesus' brand ambassador.
I'm an influencer for aliens.
So she started this church called the Superior Universal Alignment. Her goal was to inform anyone who would listen that God didn't exist, Jesus was an alien, and she was this entity of light, love, and truth who was sent to educate the masses. And she said, like in a future interview, she said people followed her because she was an extrovert, she was loyal, and she was affectionate.
That tracks.
Wow.
Yeah, be loud and give hugs. Anyone will follow you anywhere.
And then one odd belief that one of her teachings was that all male children born after 1981 were reincarnations of evil, and they all had to be killed as a payment to the beings that were eventually going to save everyone.
Okay.
And this meant that any of her followers who had children that were born on January 1st, 1982 or later they had to abandon them in order to gain salvation.
God. All right. As a boy born after that, I want to say I'm a little biased towards not dying, but I do know a lot of boys born after that time, and we are all pieces of shit. So
Yeah,
Well,
controversial opinion.
thank
Is this
you.
just her getting rid of fuckboys?
Yeah.
Because like that's a way to do it.
I'm on
Yeah.
board.
Suddenly commitment issues are just like gone. It's
God, the
God.
world would be such a better place. Can you imagine?
I'll finally get a boyfriend.
I would never have to listen to somebody talk about the finer points of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on a date again.
Yes.
I'm telling you though, Leonardo is definitely the leader of the group.
See the purple one? No, that's Donatello.
Okay, now it's turned into my type of podcast. What's up?
I mean, they like pizza. Who doesn't like pizza? It's very relatable.
Yes.
And living in sewers.
Yeah.
Who among us?
He has his own apartment, ladies.
Okay, so Valentina's following grew. And apparently her members were often seen out at night wearing hoods and performing black magic. Whatever that means.
I mean, it sounds like a police report from a very racist police
I
station is what
know.
it sounds like.
Sounds like the Ku Klux Klan wearing hoods.
Yeah.
However, in 1986, Valentina had said there was a day when this rapture was going to happen, and nothing happened.
Oh, never put a
And so
deadline.
Her followers were like, "Huh, that's weird."
I bet she had an excuse. I bet here comes the excuse.
Here comes the-
Always.
She's like, "Well, you know why the ship didn't come? Because y'all bitches ain't loyal enough."
Whoa.
So she told them if they could demonstrate their devotion to her, that the ship would finally come. And this is when all of the boys started to disappear.
Ooh, oh no.
By ship, we mean spaceship, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was
you
thinking
for
like a big
clarifying.
pirate ship. And I was like, I don't know why my mind went there first.
I forgot this was a UFO cult, and I was like, yacht? But also, this is something we see in cults so often where it becomes an issue of the sunk cost fallacy of like, we have invested so much time into this. I know that this prophecy didn't come true, but if I admit that everything is wrong, then I have to admit that literally everything I've believed and given up, my life for is wrong.
Like QAnon.
A lot like QAnon. And so when those prophecies don't come true, a lot of times they galvanize people towards thinking of like, what's the next one? Because that's easier than admitting that everything has been a lie.
The perfect way to explain it to anyone who needs like a real world analogy is like, imagine you're trying to find a parking spot and you see one and it's really far away from your place and you're like, I could probably find a better one. And then you spend 2 hours driving around your neighborhood and all the spots are gone and the spot you almost got is gone. And you're like, well, I know there's going to be a better spot. I can't admit to there not being a better spot now. I can't be wrong. I'm just going to keep looking for a better spot.
Yeah.
I spent 2 hours
Yes.
trying to find a parking spot last night and I'm still really upset about it.
You're just venting.
Thank you for allowing me to share with the group.
Yeah, thank you for your share.
So, in 1989, the Amazonian town of Altamira received a sudden increase of missing children, and there weren't a ton of clues about what happened, so the police, they didn't really have any clues or anything to go off of. And by 1993, there were 19 missing children, all boys, aged from 8 to 13.
I just imagine the policeman's like notebook just says piranhas question mark.
Yeah, like
Yeah, like I don't know.
God.
Anaconda?
Yeah,
No,
anaconda.
they don't want none unless you've got buns, hun. So it's fine. They're probably safe.
River rafting
Yeah.
accident question mark.
Ice Cube involved.
The rapper or the drink condiment? I don't know what an ice cube is.
The Wasn't he an anaconda?
Yeah, the film Anaconda.
okay.
You are correct.
Okay,
As was Owen Wilson.
he
Yeah,
was an anaconda?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anaconda was a big deal back in the day.
Yeah,
Not now. I realize that looking back on that, it seems foolish that we were like, giant snake could eat Owen Wilson. Yeah,
No.
absolutely. But like in the
Turns
90s.
out you need
Yeah.
many little snakes on an airplane, and that's what makes for a
Yes.
good movie.
There you go. The evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so eventually the bodies of 5 children were found dead with signs of torture and castration.
Oh.
Ooh.
And the investigators determined that these murders were probably connected to a doctor or someone who works in the medical field because they seemed to be made by an expert. However, than that,
Interesting.
there was no evidence. That was like the only thing. They're like, looks like a professional is doing this.
That's a thing I hold on to with the Black Dahlia murder too, where it's like it was so precisely cut, and I'm just like, it must have been a doctor. So when they found that guy who was like allegedly an abortionist, I was like, aha, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that one
Yeah.
podcast, I can't remember the name of it. It was so good where they basically found who the Black Dahlia killer was. That like doctor.
Yeah, they strongly suspect it's that one doctor guy, and then there's somebody who thinks it was their grandfather. It's like a whole
right.
thing. But yeah, anytime there's precise cuts, I'm always
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that
Totally.
they say that it appeared to be done by a professional. And it's like, if you're cutting off kids' balls, at what point are you no longer a professional?
Yes.
that's true. Do you have your own clinic for that? Do you like? I specialize in removing the testicles
Yeah.
of children.
I'm very professional. Here's my business card.
Take away that license. Yeah.
Also,
Here's my badge.
so stupid.
I did a business.
I haven't listened to this podcast and I need to, but I want to hear the testimony from the guy who thinks his grandfather was the Black Dahlia murder. Like, I want to know, when did you start
wrote a book.
suspecting
Yeah,
it?
he wrote a whole book.
Yeah, he wrote a whole book. He got into true crime and was like hearing about the case and knew that his grandfather like lived in the area and was just like, wait a second, grandpa was creepy, and then like
That's
extrapolated
what
from
I mean,
there.
though. I want to see the inciting incident that made this guy go like, oh, my grandpa was a piece of shit, though. He was a piece of shit.
It's like one bad
Yeah,
Christmas.
that's what if you get if I get 2 bad Christmas presents, I'm immediately accusing you of being the Zodiac killer.
He's a murderer.
From here on out.
I have to imagine that they went to go see Dark Knight together, and his grandpa after was just like, let me put a smile on that face, and he was like, wait a second.
Why so serious?
Hashtag the Black Dahlia.
Okay, so the police opened an investigation. They began to connect the dots between the murders and the missing children. And a lot of the boys were identified as homeless children who worked on the streets. But most of the missing children had been reported by their families, which confused the detectives because they didn't think that both cases could be related. They're like, kidnappers, murders? Totally separate.
We've seen that before where people will adopt children and then mistreat them
Yeah.
with cults. So like that's not unheard of.
Right.
It's real sad, but
What was that we covered that the Brazilian cult, and I'm the one who covered it, and I can't remember her name.
it's
Florentine.
Floralise.
Yeah.
It was Yeah.
Yeah. She this
Oh.
What did they
this
do?
lady, she adopted something like
She adopted like 50
yeah,
kids,
and
right?
then she would have
Like
like, a
Mia
tier.
Farrow.
Yeah, well, Mia Farrow's not going to appreciate this next part, but she then had like a tiered system where like the best kids got like good care, and then there was other kids who got like not good food, and then there was people that just had to eat
Oh,
like breadcrumbs, and also she like fucked one of them. It was it's
Jesus.
She had a sexual relationship with one of them. Yeah.
And then that guy, and then like killed him for like insurance money or something, or because she was jealous.
Shot him in the
Shot
dick.
him in the dick like 30 times or
Jesus.
something.
like 30 or 40
and
times.
also,
yeah.
by the way, I should have mentioned this story is fucking crazy. She's also on like the Brazilian equivalent of the Supreme
She's a pop
Court,
star.
and she's a pop star, and she's an actress.
Yeah.
And
Right.
she shot this guy.
She made her own movie about her own
She
life.
shot this guy in the dick like 30
I've never
times.
heard of
And the
this.
police were like, yeah, I think it was just like a random robbery. I could see no reason how this could be at all a crime of emotional
Yeah,
passion.
she's free, right? Like she's not in prison or anything. She's like
Story
out.
just keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
It was in the
Or
news.
better.
Yeah, or better. It was in the news, I think probably about a year ago at this point or close to it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Because she's a government
Yeah,
official.
they had to like impeach her so that they could do that. And I don't know if you guys know, but apparently impeaching somebody is very fucking hard to do.
Yeah.
So
Go figure.
yeah. I mean, sometimes it happens twice, but in Brazil.
Yeah. But it still doesn't really
No,
do
no,
anything.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Holy shit,
we've
that's
seen
crazy.
that. There's a million different examples of that exact thing. You know, it's so wild.
Oh my God.
Jeez. So then one day a boy came to the police and was like, I escaped this like cult, or these kidnappers had me. They were abusing me. I escaped. Here's their names and who they are. And he ended up testifying in the trials that happened later.
Nice.
And his name was Wanderlei Pinheiro.
Sounds right.
And he, thank you.
I was like, is that a question?
This is me absolving you of guilt. It's just like that's not.
Thank you.
Estoy bien. It's okay.
So he described some really horrific things involving torture, rape, castration, and mutilation. And he also explained that other children were stabbed to death and their organs were extracted to sell on the black market. That's where the doctors come in.
Yikes.
Shit.
I mean that's why you need the doctor, because
Yeah.
if you just chainsaw an organ out of somebody, you can't resell that.
No.
no.
The resale value drops as soon as it's off the lot. Yeah, it's
It's
oof.
like a bad fruit.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
a nick in a kidney. You're like,
no.
I wonder if that's why they chose children, because their organs are healthier than adults who've like smoked and drank. And I'm being serious.
No,
Why
yeah,
would
that-
it be?
that's a
I was on board with you, Allie. I was
Yeah, everyone else
That's
is
a
on board
legitimate
with it.
question.
But here's the thing: they were specifically targeting these like homeless children that had to do work. So I am
Yeah.
imagining that there is just a 13-year-old boy who's just like, yeah, I've been thinking about unionizing.
Gotta stay safe. Smoke myself
I was
safe.
thinking about going home and playing with my my bop it. It's been a long.
pop it,
I can't remember any toys. Speak and spell.
skip it.
Skip it.
That's
Skip
Simon.
it. I do think it's a case of, when we think about like the murder of sex workers and things like that, it's the
Yeah.
less dead, where it's like, who will they not look for? And if you have unhoused children, absolutely, that is easily going to be swept under the rug. Like when we covered some of the stories that are alleged about Falun Gong and how the Chinese government has harvested their organs, which turned out to be very, very true, and a lot of proof
Yes.
about that. But because they are like political prisoners, they are essentially similar to the less dead. People don't look for them. And so that's how they're able to do it. I think that's probably why it was children. I think if they had a source of adults that they could easily harvest from, they'd probably be doing that too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep.
There was a great documentary on that. I can't remember what it was.
Well, they had a museum exhibit. It was that like body exhibit turned out to be partially furnished by the organs of prisoners.
Wait,
Yeah.
the Body Worlds exhibit, the plasticination.
Yeah, the one that has like organs
I
like
love
encased
that.
in resin. I know it's a super interesting, fascinating exhibit. But allegedly, that's how some of the organs were obtained. Allegedly, finger quotes, allegedly.
I
Yeah.
had no idea. That makes sense,
You
though.
loved a crime, Melissa.
I am heartbroken because that's one of my favorite
So
things.
were they. That was the first
Oh
thing they
my
broke
God.
out.
Wow. Oh, boy. Okay.
I feel bad, but I can't stop imagining that same kid I was talking about. Just like, yeah, you know, I want better working conditions, but Simon says no unionizing.
Fucking Marlboro Reds. Yeah, so people in this community were totally shocked when this kid identified who these people were because they were all like respected members of society. He named 2 doctors,
Hiding in
a
plain
wealthy
sight.
businessman, a former police officer, and Valentina de Andrade.
Ooh.
hmm And so, because all of this happened in like a very remote town, I think Altamira is like smack in the middle of Brazil, like this small town. It took over 11 years to like sort out this case, to figure it out.
Wow.
And there's no like official numbers since the media gave like a lot of different versions, but out of the 19 missing children, 5 were never found.
Oh, Jesus.
Yikes.
Yeah. So the deaths, there were 6 boys aged between 10 and 13. Their bodies were beaten and castrated. And one notable death that I was reading about, this boy named Alton Fonseca, he's 10. His body was taken to the morgue, but it disappeared before it could be analyzed.
Oh.
Like, that's just out there on the internet. Like, the body disappeared. Like, there's no other information for it. Like, well, where did it?
So,
It probably could have been traced back to the cop or
yeah,
something, maybe.
there's a...
Zombies.
Zombies is probably the most likely if we're being very real.
I would say so. It just walked out of there.
Yeah.
In my experience, when bodies just disappear from the morgue, it's Frankenstein or zombies. And so
Yeah.
that's
Did you
where I
even
land.
do
Yeah.
research? How did you not consider zombies? Come on, dude.
I know. I know. Duh.
But on a real note, when we were covering the Fleur de Lis case, there was we did a lot of digging into Brazil's troubled relationship with crime and justice. And one of the things that we found was that corruption is so common that they have a term for a rich person getting arrested, which roughly translates to end with pizza, because there's nothing that a couple of beers and a large pizza can't get you out of in Brazil.
Whoa. We did an
Wow.
episode on, there was that TV show host guy who was like planting or like encouraging people to murder people so he could be at the scene quicker and cover it and have like the highest rated TV show. Like, he was behind all these murders and
Damn.
deaths. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah, there was that Netflix doc
Oh,
on there.
Nightcrawler! I saw that.
That was a troubling one where I was watching that Nightcrawler documentary and it's like, in this neighborhood, and it was my neighborhood, and I was like, damn it.
That was
We
a
thought it
good
was nice
show.
here.
That was a good
Yeah.
show. You guys have seen that, right, Maria?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I was talking about the
No.
movie with
Yeah, you're talking about
Yeah,
that
the
movie.
Jake
Gyllenhaal movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
I got your joke. Then I got confused, and then I
Sorry.
kept nodding because I was like,
How
"Am I
many
wrong?"
Nightcrawler, Night Stalker, Night. What? How? So
I went to Night Stalker documentary. That is my bad. I have just been trapped in my house watching documentaries all the time. Yes, Nightcrawler, the movie where
Nightcrawler.
Jude Law kills people so he can be at the scene faster. Yes.
Jake
That
Gyllenhaal.
makes
okay,
so
it's
much.
not Jude Law. It's Jake Gyllenhaal.
I'm sorry. But yeah, that makes more sense.
Then Paige goes, "Okay, listen. I've been watching a lot of Jude Law movies. I've been stuck in my house.
I've been podcasting since 7 a.m. this morning.
Oh my god.
Wow, Jude Law sounds like a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, but okay,
Exciting.
think about that movie if it had Jude Law
I
in
was
it,
I love it.
I like Jude Law. Nothing wrong with Jude Law.
right? Put him in
Yeah.
it. No. I
Well,
don't know.
you know what they should put in Brazil? Some Jude Law and Justice. Hey, bringing it back.
Hey.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow,
Okay.
brought it back.
Bring it
2
back.
out of
Okay.
4 co-hosts agree that was good.
Okay, then they found 3 boys who were alive but injured. They were 8, 9, and 10. 2 boys were castrated and had to undergo several reconstructive surgeries and like a lot of psychological treatment.
Yeah.
5 boys are still missing age 9 to 13.
Jesus Christ.
Yikes.
And then we come to the alleged organ trafficking ring. This is where the doctors come in. They don't know this for sure, but there was an alleged gang of traffickers who were kidnapping the children to extract their organs. And all of the cuts and stuff were like precise, like a doctor made them. And 2 doctors had moved to Altamira in 1990. And so investigators were like, that's weird that these 2 random doctors who were like successful outside of the city just like moved into the city, this small town, just randomly. They were like, that's suspicious. So they looked into them. Their names were Anicio Ferreira de Souza and Cecilio Brandejo. And they detained both of the doctors. However, the expert reports prove that as the organs were extracted, they were unusable for transportation purposes. So without this sufficient evidence, the doctors were released and the case went cold. They're like, well, some of these organs are not used for trafficking, so they couldn't really arrest them.
So essentially, they were so bad at their crime, they got away
They
with
were bad
it.
at their jobs.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was trying to Google if you could use a child's organ for an
no.
adult transplant.
Oh, clear your history,
Yeah,
bro.
that is fair. I found a few different things. Well, first of all, my idea was that because their liver's so tiny, right? Because I'm big man. I got big liver. If I need a new liver,
I'm big man.
big strong man, born after 1982, and if I needed a new liver, I feel like I'd need 2 children's livers like stapled together
Yeah.
to equal
To
one
equal
Armando
one?
liver.
Don't they grow with you though? Isn't that a thing that like they can grow within your body? Am I making that up?
It doesn't appear so.
Yeah, because the
It
rest
seems
of
like
your
you
body
need
isn't.
an organ donor from around the same general size or age. Maybe not size, but age probably. What I did find out is something incredibly sad, which is that you're never too young to become an organ donor because there's a bunch of kids who also need body parts.
Yeah, but also, I mean, that's why you have the organ donor sticker on your,
Yeah.
driver's license and stuff, because,
No,
You're not
I'm
using it
barely
at
using
that
it
Yeah,
now.
I selected. I'm like, sure, take all my organs. I don't
Yeah.
care. Do whatever
Take
you
the
want.
ones you
yeah,
want right
I
now.
don't care.
We're probably not far away from 3D printing organs.
Yeah.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah.
Then you could just have
Oh,
one
yeah.
for fun around the house.
I'm gonna print up a kidney.
Just to cook it.
Check out this liver I got.
If you
Just to
if
cook
you
it.
could, if you could 3D, no, don't you me first because it's gonna get worse. This is actually the worst thing to say into a microphone on the internet after Googling.
I know where you're going
Yeah,
with it.
Would you
And the answer is
3D
yes.
print an organ just to cook it, just to be a cannibal without the guilt?
Well, Maria was actually, this happened in a previous episode. Maria said she was curious about
Yeah.
human meat.
No, I did not say I was curious. I said, I don't even know what I said, but that's crazy.
You wondered what you would taste like.
Yeah, you said you wondered what your
I said,
meat would taste
you
like.
wonder what does human
Pork.
meat taste like?
Yeah.
Supposedly pork.
Oh.
Yeah, supposedly it's really
Very
close
smoky.
to pork.
See, I don't want to taste it. I don't want to
Smoky.
taste it.
Good with a little bit of
That,
cumin.
that sounds good.
If you're smoking
Barbecue sauce.
When you're
Oh.
12
Yeah.
with your Marlboro Reds.
Yeah, exactly. Then when
Anything
they
with
just like
barbecue
slice a
sauce is
piece
good.
off you, it's like
You
bacon.
interested? I got a guy.
I hear Army Hammer has the hookup.
Oh, God.
Oh no, oh boy. All right, now seems like a good time for a quick break.
Web Crawlers has a Patreon to get access to rewards, bonus episodes, shout outs, videos a day early, ad-free episodes. Please go to patreon.com/webcrawlers. Also, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. If you give us a 5-star review, we will read it on our mailbag episodes. And also, please call our hotline. Find that number yourself, losers. And it's so easy to find. And we love playing your voicemails. We have like weeks and weeks to catch up on.
All right, back to the show. Okay, so I found this newspaper article from Brazil in 1992 that said it was in Portuguese, and so I put in a translator, so this might be rough. It said the wife of a small town mayor was desperate to turn around her husband's business fortunes when she contacted satanic cult members, police say. They say the cost for the good luck ritual was $2,000 plus the life of a boy. And this is Valentina's cult. So now at least 7 people are under arrest, including the mayor's wife and daughter, and police are searching for Jose Tarugi and Valentina de Andrade, who lead the cult that abducted a 7-year-old boy, mutilated his body. Police allege the mayor's wife paid members $2,000 to kill the boy in a ritual, intended to improve her husband's floundering business prospects and reverse political setbacks caused by his mismanagement of City Hall.
Only $2,000. Like, that's what I can't get over, because I'm like, how much are they selling those organs for that they're like, oh, yeah, the down payment's just $2,000, but like, it's the boy that's the actual moneymaker.
Sorry, it's normally more, but Satan accepts competitors' coupons.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh boy.
He's kind of a cheap bastard like that.
Oh, and this woman, the mayor's wife, she was like a teacher, she worked at elementary school, and she lured the boy with candy. That's how she got him.
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
1993. So the researchers reopened the case. The 2 doctors were arrested. And then witnesses said that they did participate in the Superior Universal Alignment. And there's this book. Valentina wrote a bunch of books. She wrote a book called God, the Great Scam, which is kind of a tight title for a book.
Branding on point. I love it when people self-publish a bunch of books. That's my favorite.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best.
I also feel like the name of their cult sounds like someone was picking words out of a hat,
Yeah.
like charades
Yeah.
style. And they're just like, yeah, it's called Superior, shake, 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 Universal, shake, shake,
Yeah.
shake, Alignment.
Well,
and that's what they
to
went
me,
with.
It sounded like
Yeah.
God's chiropractor. So it just seemed like really all around bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't come at me, pro chiropractor people. I'm sorry. I'm already apologizing for it.
I don't believe in chiropractors. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
they're not real. Chiropractors are just our parents.
Oh boy. Okay, so in the book it says, watch out for children. They are unconscious instruments of the great scam called God and his evil collaborators. And also called children violent and recommended paying special attention to those born after 1981.
Oh my gosh, was somebody listening to my phone calls with my mother about why I don't give her grandchildren? What is
Do
this?
you really know why it's specifically 1981?
I don't know. I tried to find any sort of reasoning, and that it was just it's just the number that kept coming up.
I would assume that this all relates back to her wanting to make money off of organ trafficking. And there was something about
Oh my God, that's right.
child organs that
Smart.
because it seems when she was getting payment and it was like and a child and all this stuff, it was all about being able to that's what it seemed
I didn't
like to
even
me.
think. Yeah, that makes total sense. I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, that just, it seems like she hated kids before,
Yeah.
but like there's plenty of us that do that and don't kill people. So
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right about that.
I have a weird
Right?
I have a weird theory, but I don't think it's
Yeah.
right.
Let's hear
But
it.
I'll throw it out. Like, I'm wondering if it's like, because she has this concept of God. I already know this isn't right, but I'm just going to say it. Like in the late 1970s and early 1980s, there was this concept of like the indigo children and like the crystal children and the whole like
Yes.
new age thing of like, there's this new generation of children who are born who are like messengers of God and they're like angels brought to earth to like change the earth and like things like that. So I'm wondering if she thought that this new generation of children were like special, like indigo children and they should all be wiped out.
That's possible.
That's interesting.
that's a thought. She's dealing with some new age philosophy,
Yeah.
bringing UFOs into the
Yeah.
mix. So I think that's very
It's
possible.
not totally wrong.
Yeah, it's not totally wrong. It could also all be a lie just to
Yeah.
get those sweet, sweet organs.
Yeah, I like that.
Which is most
theory.
likely
I looked
yeah.
up. Well, honestly, what I googled was famous people born after 1981, and what I found was a list of people born
Ali
in
Siegel.
1981, and it is a killer list of people. So people that she would have thought
Who?
would have deserved to die is Chris Evans. Justin Timberlake, whose middle name, by the way, is Randall. So I feel like we've been living a lie.
Can I interject real quick with a crazy middle name story? Do you know what I'm
No.
going to say?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what Hugh Grant's middle name is?
Oh, no, I was not ready for this. Go ahead.
You're going to die. His middle name is Mungo. Hugh Mungo.
No, it's not.
His name is
Google it.
Mungo
I swear to
Grant.
God. Mungo is like a Scottish or something like
It's a family
it's a
name.
family
yeah.
name. And his name is literally Hugh Mungo.
Mungo.
Okay, I'm on Snopes, and it's mostly true. People are saying this is true.
Hugh John Mungo Grant. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge John Mungo Grant. Like, it just makes
At
it worse.
first, I thought this was something your brothers would have told you when you were like 12, and it stuck with
I
you.
disbelieve it.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is true.
That's
You-
wild.
All right,
Hugh
continue.
Mungo's not here, but on the other list of good boys born in 1981, we got Joseph Gordon-Levitt. We've got Elijah Wood.
Frodo.
Yeah, well,
That's
see,
a good
I thought so
year.
too.
Yeah.
But then you've got some stinkers in here. You got Ray J. You got Pitbull.
I mean, he made decent headphones. He's Mr.
You
Worldwide.
got
Like,
Pitbull.
come
You
on.
got Jared Kushner.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
I have a
no,
personal
yeah.
vendetta with Pitbull because he's the more famous Armando. I don't know if you knew that his real name is Armando.
Oh, I didn't know. Mr. Steal Your Girl?
Yeah, no, Mr. Worldwide.
Who do you get confused for more now, Pitbull or the Mandalorian, who goes by Mando?
I get the Mandalorian a lot. The other thing too is if you Google Armando Torres, the most common one is this like Marine. Yeah, that Marine
That guy
who
that got
kidnapped
killed.
in Mexico and killed by the
Yeah.
cartel, and it's like a super brutal case and like still very open to this day. And it's like, damn,
Oh,
there's
God.
no joke I'm gonna tell that's gonna be a better search result than that dude.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, so back to this cult. So this superior universal alignment rolls right off the tongue. It was investigated for the alleged involvement of the kidnapping and murdering of Evandro Ramos in 1992. And Valentina's home was searched. They found hoods and videos. The videos, the VHS tapes, they saw her like she was in a trance and she was saying, "Kill little children," is what they like heard her saying.
It's weird that she went to film school and they found one of her student
Yeah.
films, but I'm glad to hear that they investigated it. That is strange,
Yeah.
and I'm starting to feel like the organs were a byproduct, where she was just like, "I hate kids,
Yeah.
gonna kill them. How can I make it profitable?"
Yeah. However, some experts who looked at the tape, they said that the expression used, they thought like the translation of it was actually, yes, but there are more experienced little children. Like they couldn't figure out what, I don't understand why they couldn't figure out, they were like debating on what she actually was saying.
Well, remember that all of America couldn't decide if a dress was blue or white and gold. So yeah,
Or yellow.
Johnny
Yeah.
Laurel. So things
That
are up
too.
for debate. a
Right,
lot.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So because of this, the material was disregarded and Valentina's name was removed from the judicial inquiry.
What?
She claimed she had never worked with the Superior Universal Alignment, and she said she had visited Altamira only a few times, and the last time being in 1987. She's like, I don't know her. I don't know them.
I don't know her.
I don't know her.
I've got a house there, but like, I mean, you could have houses anywhere.
So then there was the indictment. So, according to the investigators, 74-year-old Jose de Costa saw one of the doctors, Dr. Brandejo, on the Trans-Amazonian Highway carrying a styrofoam box with a bloodstained machete.
What is this? The opening of the next Friday the 13th film? Holy crap!
He's like, wait, I saw that doctor. He had a bloody machete in a styrofoam box. Like, organs?
I don't know if he did anything, but I did see him carrying a box of body parts and a bloody
don't like
machete.
7.
Leap to any conclusions. And then another witness said they attended a satanic cult at D'Souza's house in 1991, the other doctor, where he saw Valentina.
Oh, Jesus.
So in all, the investigation indicted 7 people for participating in the crimes. And Valentina wasn't kept before her trial, and she was allowed to just walk free. They're like, okay, well, yeah, you weren't there, so we'll just let you go free until the trial.
Oh, geez. And then suddenly 20 more boys went missing.
Crazy.
And so the police investigation had so many flaws. What else is new?
Yeah.
There were no autopsies performed on the corpses. There were no forensic examinations performed on the body, the locations. There was no evidence connecting any of the crimes. They didn't do any sort of deep dive. They were just like, okay, yeah, they're dead. Cops are crazy.
Do you think they had people on the inside? I feel like that's a way that a lot of organizations get away. Like when we looked at Om Shinrikyo, they had scientists and government officials and everything in the group. And so it was easy for them to get like tipped off that the police were going to come raid them and things like that.
Well, yeah, because one of the people who was participating in the cult was a police officer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So then there's the trial, and the prosecution evidence included a video where Valentina is receiving a gun as a gift. And Valentina says to her husband, it has bullets of gold to kill little vampires.
Oh no!
Oh, jeez.
Like, there's a video.
First of
for
all,
saying this to her husband.
vampires, you need silver bullets
Yeah.
or wood
What an
bullets.
idiot.
Get it right.
A
Or
wooden
garlic
stake.
or crosses. Nowhere is it gold bullets. So, I mean, that makes me suspicious right there.
Although it is pretty baller.
Yeah.
It is pretty
Kinda
cool.
tight.
It is a nice flex.
So somehow Valentina convinced the judge and the jury that she was out of town when all these murders took place. She was exonerated.
What?
She's like, I wasn't there.
Whoa.
There's no evidence connecting her to any of this.
Oh my God.
Like physical evidence.
Damn.
Is she pretty? I'm going to Google her. How does she get away with all this?
Is she pretty? Officer, no. I wasn't even there. You don't have to write me a ticket. What if I cry? Does that help?
Melissa, I have a question though. What happened to all of the cult followers like during this? I know some of them were indicted and everything, but like no one turned. No one was like, no, she was there. She was. I mean, it just seems crazy that all these.
I don't think so.
It could also just be he said, she said, where like
Right.
there's just no evidence,
Right.
so there's nothing to back up one or the other.
And did they ever get pissed that like the ship never came? Like what happened to their?
Well, that's what happens with these cults and these religions. They're like, oh, it's coming. Oh, wait, no, that was I was mistaken. It's a future date. They convince them that like, oh no, it didn't happen for this reason. We have to wait another year for this because
We didn't kill enough
Remember that was the
children.
problem before, is that they weren't loyal enough. So no one's gonna flip now because that was what.
Right.
These hoes
Yeah,
ain't loyal.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
These hoes ain't loyal, and the secret second part of that chorus is, and that's why the spaceship didn't come. That's what a lot of people.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that part doesn't
Right.
play in the club.
Exactly. So, but one of the doctors, D'Souza, he was sentenced to 77 years in prison because he was connected to
Wow.
some of these murders. And then 2 other people received terms. Mailton Madeira Gomez, he was a policeman. He was sentenced to 57 years. And then Brandejo, the other police officer, or the other doctor, was sentenced to 56 years in prison.
Still doesn't seem that long for killing 19 kids and selling their organs.
Well, they'll be dead.
I don't
Hopefully
know.
They'll die in prison.
Yeah, they'll die in prison. But also, it's nice to see a policeman actually get charged once in a while.
True.
For once in my life.
Oh.
So yeah, a jury voted 6-1 to set Valentina free. It was a 17-day trial.
Wow.
she was 72 at the time. She fainted after the judgment.
Oh, yeah, right.
And she like had to receive medical attention
right.
in the court, and like the victims' families were in court. They were like there was like a riot. They were like screaming and yelling. They're like, "Don't give her medical attention," because
What a loser.
Yeah, what a loser. But then, so she's free. She got out.
Yeah, she's
Then in
out.
2009, apparently she was preaching again in Argentina.
What?
How old was she at that
She
point?
was
Almost 100?
No, because this trial was 2003. Because it took so
Oh,
long.
that's right, because it took so long. Okay, so it's like 80.
Yeah. And so 2016, she's 86. She was actually investigated for tax evasion and money laundering.
Yeah.
That's how they always
Yeah.
get people,
That's
though.
how they
is
got
them damn
What's his
taxes.
face?
yeah.
Al Capone,
Al
yeah.
Capone didn't pay his kid eating tax.
Oh boy. There's a YouTube video that showed like the media went to her house and was like, Valentina de Andrade is they found like hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash and jewels were found at her house. And her lawyer was like talking to the media, and she said that Valentina got a lot of the money and jewels from her ex-husbands,
Plural.
and that members of the Superior Universal Alignment cult donated it to her.
But she wasn't involved with them at all,
Yeah,
right?
she wasn't involved. She's like, they gave me all this money for free, and it was her current husband at the time who ratted her out because there was some disagreement happening with the cult and him. So he went to the police and was like, she has all of this money. She hasn't been paying taxes for years. Also,
Oh, good for him.
her website is still up and it's active.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dang.
Valentina de Andrade. It looks like it was made like GeoCities style.
Isn't that always the case? Bright green on blue background.
there's-
Oh my God, it is a blue
whatnot.
background. You're so right.
Yes. I didn't even look.
Oh my God, it says on it. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Okay, well, there's a spaceship now. It
There's
said
a spaceship and like stars twinkling. There's like headlines that say like high knowledge, truth spreading, biography.
celestial
Yeah.
mechanics.
I've got some pretty high knowledge
And it has her
myself.
books on there.
I click on the website and all of a sudden there's the new age music playing. It says, I materialized energy in the planet Earth with the name of Valentina de Andrade in honor to light. Oh, there, it's gone. Sorry, I can't control all the graphics that are happening here. Yeah.
I also like that a celestial being is like, I have to get the word out. I am all powerful. What's the best way?
Yeah.
Website that hasn't been
Who
updated
knows
in 5
HTML?
years.
I also
Right. I can speak any language. I can speak truth to power. I can't speak Java.
She says she's semi-literate. In her biography, she says, I'm semi-illiterate. So I ask those who have studied not to consider my grammatical or orthographic mistakes. I could write
But she knew the word orthographic?
I could write with sophistication by engaging someone trained, and if I do not, it is because I do not want to distort my authenticity. Obviously, a final adjustment by my legal advisor will be done so as not to fall in causa turpis of others. I don't know what that...
Okay.
God, this is...
It says something insane on her website, which should implicate her for crimes. It
I
says
murdered 8 boys.
No, it says something kind of similar to that. It says things I have the answers to. One, which is fucked up and gives insight into her, is it says the cause of homosexuality. But then the next thing says the donations of organs and the reasons for rejections.
What?
It says that.
Oh. Next,
Yeah.
people taste
Yeah.
like bacon.
I don't want to get into it if it's going to be a very, very long answer. But what pray tell is the reason for homosexuality?
That she says?
It just says she knows the answer to it, and then there's no explanation. So my guess is that you have to join the cult.
You gotta
in
buy
order
the book.
You gotta buy the book.
You gotta give me jewels so I can tell you why you're gay.
Wow. This is if you guys want to go to this website, it's valentinadeandre.com/en. Well, you could just go to .com.
Yeah, it's just her name.com.
Yeah, it's just her name.com. Copyright 2008, all rights reserved.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, she's still alive. So she would be like, what, 91?
Yeah.
91-ish, 92-ish.
Well, the aliens made her immortal, so it doesn't really
Right.
matter.
That's true.
It's crazy. Look at this website and realize that this website existed at the same time that Obama was president.
Oh man, you were not kidding about that music.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
They've got an audio clip on here from 1983. It was recorded in a live radio program, and it's her speaking.
Oh, wow. It's probably in Portuguese.
Ooh, there's a poem.
Ooh.
To my father, if I could feel as you feel, if I knew how to vibrate in the syntony that you vibrate. Okay, well now it's weird because it's her dad.
I think she meant God.
Wow.
Well, that's not any better. Vibrating to God is not great either.
Yeah. I mean, we're all horny for God, but not like that.
Yeah. Keep it to Pornhub, lady.
Any last thoughts, guys? I mean, this is crazy. It seems like due to her age, she's probably going to kick the bucket soon, but she got off. I mean, she's just living her life, making HTML websites.
We know she got off. She was vibrating to God.
Yeah. What a crazy case.
I like your theory, Maria, about the young boys in the organ transplant or the organ selling in the black market. That makes so much sense. That's how she's gotten. That's why she has stacks of cash in her house and she's not paying taxes.
And jewels. Anyone who has jewels lying around is trouble, in my opinion.
Well, it's like Jeffrey Epstein had jewels and like wads of cash. It's just like never. Good people don't have just like jewels and cash. And
Are we talking
jewels.
specifically not like jewelry, like jewels in stuff, but if you just have like a rock.
no, I'm talking
Yeah.
about a jewel.
just like
Yeah,
rogue
like if
jewels.
you-
Like a ruby. And
Yeah.
who has a
Ruby.
lone ruby and like a
If you're
drawer
fucking
is-
Howie from Uncut Gems running around with black opal in your pocket, you're a piece of shit. That's what you're telling me? Okay.
Yes.
I mean, if you're not like a jeweler, like if you're a jeweler, I understand you having loose gems. But if you're just like an accountant who has loose gems, I have
is
questions.
the prequel
run.
to Uncut Gems, where it's not. There's no drama. It's just him setting up the shop and like going to different offices.
pulling up the Iron Curtain in the morning and turning up the
Getting
light.
his first colonoscopy.
Super
Because
boring.
remember, that's how the fucking movie started. Anyway,
It's crazy. I still actually haven't seen it. It was too hectic
it's a
for
very
me.
oh.
that's a great way to put it. It is
Yeah.
a hectic movie.
My mom
Yeah.
said it was the best movie that she never has to watch again.
Yeah.
Imagine wanting to watch that again. Like, hey, let's watch Uncut
I
Gems
love
again.
it.
Like,
It's one of
what?
my favorite movies. I own.
No.
I have an Uncut Gems shirt and sweater. I own the movie. Big fan.
Whoa, you're on the street
He's got
team.
just piles
Yeah.
of uncut gems.
trying
And
to say.
Armando, is this you coming
And
out to us
child
as a
organs.
child murderer?
Hey, come on, guys.
That's why you were so curious why I was saying if you had jewels in your house. You were like, whoa. What do you mean if you have
I
jewels?
don't know. I have chains in my house, which is not like not like scary chains, but like
that's
no,
weirder.
like necklaces.
You did not help your case with chains. I knew what you meant, but then I was just like, well, now
Yeah,
it sounds like handcuffs.
That's fair. That's
Chains
fair.
and
I'm also the
jewels.
guy that was like, if they made fake people meat, would you eat it? And then you were like, no, and I was like, why not?
But also,
I said yeah,
But
though.
would
to
you?
Be fair. Paige, Armando, this has been like so fun. We should do this more often. If people want to listen to your podcast, where can they find you or find you individually? Tell us more.
Yeah, Cult Podcast is available pretty much everywhere you listen to podcasts, but we have kind of a new home on a platform called Rooster Teeth. It's a really fun place with a bunch of really, really cool different forms of content. They've got like video content, they do streaming, they've got true crime stuff. It's a really awesome place. So you can find us on Rooster Teeth. They've got an app you can download on like a million different devices. They've also got a website that is much better designed than the one we just spent a bunch of time talking about. So go check us out, Cult Podcast. Hopefully on our social media, we'll post links on our Instagram and Twitter to the episodes that we've kind of touched on briefly. We talked about Waco, Flat Earthers, Florida Lee. So yeah, you can also find us on Instagram at Cult Podcast and Twitter at Cult Podcast Show.
Awesome. Perfect. And Melissa, if people want to find us, where can they do so?
You can find us on Twitter and Instagram, and then you can email us.
Why don't you tell the people where, Melissa, since it's going to be on another show also.
pod@gmail.com. So all the links will
Perfect.
This coming from Allie. Who at the beginning of the episode went, and you can find the number.
find it. Google it.
Call our hotline. We're not going to tell you what it is. You should know. It's as ubiquitous as 911.
Basically, just spent 5 minutes being like, listen, you fucking idiots. If you don't know our number by now, go fuck yourself.
She really did.
Listen, I'm a hypocrite. And you can listen to Web Crawlers Pod on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever podcasts are found. Thank you guys for coming on. We so appreciate it. I am Allie Siegel.
I'm Melissa Stettin.
And I'm producer Maria.
I'm not going to say BYE because it makes my dogs crazy and they know I'm getting off the Zoom. So, adios.
Adios. Goodbye.